Welcome back to Texas Top Homes, where home buying, selling, and financing are all simplified. I'm your host, Freeman Sawyer. With me is my co-host, Tracy Wiesman. Today, we're chatting with one of Texas' top realtors, Jason Couch, with Epic DFW Real Estate. Jason, thanks for being on the show today.
Thanks so much, Freeman.
Jason, you mentioned earlier that you have some negotiation and marketing techniques you use that has helped you and your team get like 15 to 20% more for your clients.
Up to. Yes, full disclosure.
What are some of those techniques? What are some of the things that you do that make that happen?
Wow, those are pretty secretive stuff. And again, not to be political, it all depends. Now, negotiation, I believe, is an art form. So I lecture on it very often. I've done all the certifications for it, but more importantly, I enjoy it. And again, I don't like to lose. So there's probably 31 different negotiation points in a real estate contract, from possession to price to closing costs to lease backs to timing to down payments. And it is an unfortunate thing, but the negotiation education is really not where it needs to be in the marketplace. So I guess that would be my edge.
Sure.
But just being silent in a contract is a negotiation technique. Yep. Just don't talk.
Yeah.
Most people talk themselves right out of thousands of dollars. One statement said the right way or the wrong way can be a $2,000 statement. Just last week, I was in negotiations, and I really can't give too much specifics because I won't be too happy about it.
Sure.
But I just said one sentence. Do you think your buyer would do $3,000 more? That's it. Now, my seller was terrified for me to do that because it was already a good price. But what did that one sentence make my seller? One sentence.
Maybe 3,000 more?
It exactly did.
Yeah.
Because the buyer's agent probably, and haven't verified it, probably only does 6 transactions. They probably already showed the client 20 houses, and they're just ready to get under contract.
Sure.
So just saying, do you think the buyer would be willing to do 3,000 more? If they said no, what would be our position? Okay, we'll do it for the 3,000 less.
Right.
But one sentence
Maybe.
Made it more. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
And that's an amazing point that you bring up, how comfortable you are, right, and how confident you are at your negotiating skills. Because in just Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex, there's roughly about 35,000 realtors.
Yes.
And I will tell you that we talk to realtors all the time. I'm involved in deals on both sides of the transactions all the time. And I'm amazed at the number of real estate professionals that aren't comfortable in the negotiation point of the deal, that I have to coach and prod and help drag across the line. Because financing dictates everything, right? And so sometimes we have this great house and we got this great sales price, and the appraisal doesn't come in.
Correct.
And we got to go back to renegotiation, right?
Correct.
And then a hot market like this, it happens more often than we'd like to discuss, right? But the truth is that renegotiation falls apart because they're not comfortable negotiating.
Correct. And to touch on the appraisal issue, you have to understand from a seller's perspective, this buyer has $1,200 in this deal already. So if the appraisal came in $10,000 short, you have to measure the negotiation versus they're going to instantly lose $1,200. And where does that come from? Option fee, inspection, and appraisal costs.
Sure.
So they're in it for $1,200. So if we were tight where there's a $5,000 range we had to come up with, well, if we're negotiating, is that buyer going to walk from $1,200 and not pay $2 more? Are they going to go back into the shopping pool? These are things you have to take into consideration very carefully in those negotiations, because most sellers are panicking. Oh, what if he doesn't buy my house? Well, just let me handle it, is all I say, because I can measure thus timing to get the most amount of money for you.
Now, you sound like you got a lot of tools in the toolbox there upstairs. Are there any other secrets you want to share with us?
Well, not quite yet, but if you call me and we sit down and we chat about selling your house for top dollar, I guarantee 100% nobody else will get you more than I will.
So if they want to maximize the net proceeds, give you a call direct.
That's right. Now, I'm going to be full disclosure. Sometimes I'm chronically late. I'll be late to the appointment. Full disclosure. I'm not a perfect guy. I don't write good descriptions. If I wrote your house description, it would say great house, period. I'm not going to take your pictures. I have a whole team that does it. I have descriptive writers that do all of the frills and thrills about your house. I don't enjoy it, so I don't do it. One thing I enjoy is getting you as much as possible, and I just won't lose. So that's kind of the key for using me.
So your team is going to support the areas that maybe you're not the best at, but when it comes to negotiation, I don't know that I've interviewed anyone better.
Well, I appreciate that. And just because I really, truly enjoy it. And maybe it's probably not normal, but I don't enjoy writing descriptions or taking pictures or staging. I have professional stagers, descriptive writers, professional photography. I have showing agents that will open doors, and then when you find the right house, you bring in the lion. That's me. I will get you the best price possible.
I like it.
So just like Henry Ford said, you surround yourself with experts. You don't have to be the smartest guy in the room in every aspect of your business, but in negotiation, I feel that I am, and everything else I find the best.
Jason, how can folks find you? What's your website and phone number?
It's real simple. It's epicdfw.com, and then my phone number is 817-900-9169.